Hey there, Foppers, and welcome back to our quest to finish every single video game. That's right, absolutely all of them. Today we're back with more Lobotomy Corporation, and you're gonna see one new character here, Maritza, just a random guy, just hired to fill out this team. We do need to strengthen someone today. Who do we want to strengthen? I have no idea. Yum Yum. Yum Yum is slightly weaker than she should be at this point in time. There we go, that's great. And Red is gonna keep working with White Knight, and hopefully you survive a little bit easier today. Hopefully you survive a little bit easier. You have a very good work success chance now, so I can't imagine that being a major issue. Okay. This should be good. Yeah. And we do wanna... Oh, damn it, I forgot I was supposed to make Justicia's hat visible too. Oh, we'll do it after this day. If I remember. I probably will. Feel like that's something I'm gonna remember. Do you feel like there's something I've forgotten? Oh, yeah, that's right. I got a suggestion for 1 Sin and 100 Good Deeds fan as a character. That is the Skull Boy, this boy. We need a fan for him. Could someone provide me a design, please? Because I am bad at designs. And you can use custom assets too, if you'd like custom hair and stuff. If you could tell me where to find it, because I do know how to add those into the game, and I think that's totally fair. To me, that's not modding the game. It's like a texture, you know, a texture pack or whatever. It's not modding the game. That's definitely fair, unless most people were to be like, no, that's the worst idea, Asfop, you shouldn't do that. It's cheating, and also it ruins your game. Then maybe I'll reconsider. Yeah. Anyways, so I was thinking, you know, as one does. I think therefore I am and all. That's how it do be. But I was just thinking, and I remembered like an idea I had in my childhood. But to get to that, we really gotta turn back time quite a bit, because it's a story going on, and it involves some interesting concepts in order to get to my original childhood idea. So I used to listen to a lot of podcasts back in the day. I used to like take the bus to school, you know, and I would listen to podcasts. These days I don't really listen to podcasts anymore at all. I haven't in many years. I used to love them, but now, if anything, I never take the bus anymore. And if I do take like public transport or something, or I'm just out walking or something, I might listen to just music, or depending on the situation, maybe I'll watch something. Watch like a show or YouTube or whatever on my phone. But yeah, I won't listen to a podcast anymore. I'm kinda past that here in my life. But it was disgusting, the idea of alien hand syndrome. And that's something that's quite fascinating to me. Oh wait, we got a new abnormality, I totally forgot. What are you? You Yin and Yang? I think we had you once before? I seem to recall having you. You must have like day reset or memory put you away or something. What work would we do with you? Repression, probably. Makes sense, and induce. Maybe insight. Insight makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah. See how that goes for me. But yeah, alien hand syndrome that's a real medical condition. And I feel like it's probably something you've vaguely heard of or seen in like some sort of show or movie or something. Let's see what information we get on you now. So, get your guidelines. Bad work result is bad. Tiphereth counter decrease when an employee wore. Is that this abnormality, or is that his companion? That's his companion. I know he has a companion. So I'm guessing it's yin and yang. I don't know which is which. I don't know which is which. Maybe I'll learn from this game once I unlock basic information. But you don't want to wear the other one for more than 30 seconds at least, whatever that means. Okay. Yeah. I seem to recall seeing alien hand syndrome in some sort of movie or cartoon or something when I was young. Basically, it is what it sounds like. You lose control of a limb. Usually it is your hand. It's usually your left hand. But it can be other limbs. It can be your right hand, or it can be your legs, for example. I don't think there's ever been a case with a person seeing it with multiple limbs. I think the most limbs we've ever seen affected is one at a time. But it's because of some sort of damage to the brain, as far as I know. So like you have some part of your brain that's been damaged, usually during some kind of, it can be a stroke, very rare. Again, this condition is incredibly rare, but it is real. But it can be like a stroke, or I think it's blunt force can do it, or whatever. And like part of your brain is kind of isolated, and it is the part, if I understand correctly, that were to control that limb in particular. So based on where you get that damage to your brain, that kind of decides what limb you end up kind of losing control of. But it's not losing control as in paralyzed, because that would just be, being paralyzed. No, that's another thing entirely. It's alien hand syndrome, means that you lose control, but it's still acting. So the hand is still moving and all, but you don't feel like you control how that hand moves, or your legs, if it affects your legs or whatever. You don't feel like you control them. It feels like another being entirely controls them, or that they're moving on their own, rather. And I know I'm kind of into like horror and stuff, but I like the stuff that where I don't have to like stretch my imagination too much. I can only suspend my disbelief for so long. And what I like about this is I think it's genuinely horrifying. So I'm glad I'm not afflicted. We can say that. I don't think it's cool in the sense that I would like to have it, of course. I don't wish that upon anyone, because it sounds horrifying. Sounds awful. But yeah, it's a very, like, real, horrific concept to me. Very horror adjacent. But it's also, you don't need to suspend your disbelief at all, because it's real. It happens, it does happen. That's a lot of clerks in danger here. That can't be good. Oh well. Are we dealing with them all? We have one over here as well. We need to deal with you. Think I must have them all by now. Can any of my employees even die here? We have one up here as well. They are literally all over the place, huh? Yeah. So I think it's a fascinating concept. But what got me thinking back then, it kind of started a whole separate... Oh! Red got the wing! Holy shit, that's so cool. That seems quite good. What does the wing do exactly? HP plus 10, SP plus 10, movement speed plus 10, attack speed plus 10. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. Good job, Red. That's brilliant. You're looking good. Does the other wing go on the other side? Because that was wing left or whatever. Left back. I would imagine so. Because I know there's one more wing in the game. Okay, brilliant. That's good work. That is great work. But the idea of alien hand syndrome got me thinking. And I was There was a time in my life where I wanted to be like a writer. Was interested in becoming an author for a little while. I did realize that I really can't write. I've tried writing multiple times in my life, and it's always the worst thing I've ever read, and also I don't really get anywhere. But I've had all these concepts that I deemed fascinating and would love to write about throughout my life. And it turns out that, yeah, I don't know how to translate those concepts into an actual readable story at all. So I kind of ended up giving up on that. Let's see, can we even train? Who do we train here? It's Auxiliary, that's right, we train you there. And then we send Justicia in here. Okay, now I got it. So I listened to this podcast about alien hand syndrome about the same time as I was gathering like tons of concepts to write about. And I was very interested in like, I guess light horror. Yeah, definitely the horror for sure. Also like science fiction and stuff. Like a good combination of a lot of genres. A wide set of topics really. I mean, I can read anything when it comes to books. I'm not picky at all. I think anything can be good if it's done well. That's the only prerequisite, that it's done well. But genre and stuff doesn't really matter too much. So I had a lot of concepts. So what I ended up coming up with, which I, in hindsight, figured out, it's not an original thought. But nothing really is. There are no original thoughts. Everything is just some sort of combination of things, of ideas, you know. So I might have even read it somewhere or whatever and forgotten all about it. But at least it is true that I did come up with this on my own, or thought I did, even though maybe I didn't. But I thought about the brain. Because it's a very complicated area of the body, and we know very little about the brain, right? We are doing science on the brain all the time, and we are learning more about the brain and its functions, but we still know very little about it because it's just so complicated, and we don't have the capabilities to really fully understand it right now. I guess it makes sense. I mean, it's really about my, like, looking in on the universe example that I had in, was it a previous episode? It was one of these episodes. But I was talking about, like, in order to have all information about the universe, you can't store that in the universe, really, because there wouldn't be enough storage space, right? And it's kind of the same thing with the brain, I would think. Sure, we can research the brain and we can know everything about it, but one person can't possibly know everything about the brain. Because in order to know everything about the brain, you would need enough storage space to compare to everything in the brain. I guess that does include like everything that is stored in the brain, all the synapses and stuff. Depends. Sure, you can learn all of the brain's functions, in theory. I don't know how feasible that necessarily is. But you can't know everything about any one person's brain. Unless their brain is smaller than yours, I guess. Then in theory it could be possible. But yeah, the brain is fascinating. A lot of interesting things about it. Simply because we don't understand it at all. So what I thought, until like I did more research on alien hand syndrome and whatnot, I came up with the idea myself that sort of there was another conscious in your brain controlling it, you know. And I still think that idea is fascinating, because the brain has a lot of things inside of it. There are a lot of things that you know, but you might not remember that you know. right? For example, you need a little kicker to bring a memory forwards sometimes. Could be, or whatnot. But yeah, there are a lot of things in your brain, and you don't know all of the things that are in your brain. You, you don't have them readily in your known conscience, at least, even though they are there. So what if, in theory, it was possible that there was an entirely different conscience in your brain, other than the one you are? Because you're listening to me now, I'm sure you feel like you are a person, right? you are a person. You think, therefore you are and all. Yeah, I would guess, at least. Uh, but how do you know that no one else is listening? If that's in a part of your brain that is totally separated from the part you are currently listening with, you know? Or better yet, how do you know you're alone? Maybe they can't even listen. And that's like true hell. Imagine being born as this second consciousness, right? And you might have no output. Because you, as the person listening here, you probably have all the outputs of the movements your body does. Like if you move your hand, you move it, right? There's no other creature controlling your hand. But perhaps there is a person inside of you who feels like they have total alien body syndrome. They don't feel like they have control of their body at all. That other person inside of you feels like someone else is controlling their entire body, and they just feel like a passenger along for a ride. Okay? It could be. It's difficult to disprove. I don't know if we know enough about brain scans and stuff to necessarily say for certain it is not the case. But I don't know. It seems unlikely, but I think it's an interesting concept for a story. Anyways, see, we can end the day here now. We got 2 promotions. That's quite good. Justice 5 for Dawn. That's great. And anything else of significance? Little Helper Fan is level 5 now, even though your Justice went from 5 to 4. Great game, guys. Bella is level 5, Prudence 4, and Justice 5. That's good. Okay, great. And I mean, I feel like we need to stop training Red now, because we want someone else to have a chance of getting that wing, you know? Can't keep training Red here and not make any progress on that wing. We want as many people as possible to have it. What are you? However, the world is more than simply warmth and light. Okay. Whatever, dude. Is that the Yang or the Yin? The other one? I would guess so. That means I can cross like 2 abnormalities off my list in one go here. That's pretty damn good. We are missing... Once we have researched these 2 abnormalities, we are missing 2 abnormalities. Oh, that's great. And we are currently missing 4. And we have 2 in our facility. So that's pretty damn good. You guys are here. Huh, was it a good idea to have you right next to it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know if that's gonna punish me at all. It could. Who would we like to train with White Knight now? We could do Bong Bong for a little while. Cosmic does not have the stats yet, but we could spend points for that. I'm definitely gonna strengthen Cosmic here. Either way. And we strengthen Cosmic there. That's pretty good. And then... Orion, we can't justify training you there because you have so close to max stats. Same with Auxiligy. And Justicia. I'm not training Alex, that's for damn sure. Who do you like to do? Preferably someone... we could do Infernum. That makes sense to me. Okay. Yeah. So, also, can I afford one of your suits, please? Because I'm low on suits. That's great. That's helpful. We need to do Infernum, and I am gonna re-equip a little bit here, just to make, because I moved Knight of Despair fan over there, because I need an extra suit. There we go. Now we can put red back on mimicry duty, and then we can do Infernum. Get Infernum there. Put you in Paradise Lost, and you can train up for a little while. Okay. That seems pretty damn good to me. And move Bella down here, I guess. Infernum there. And that should be good, I think. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, begin management on me, please. Yeah, but just the idea of having two consciousnesses in the same brain that are not necessarily aware of each other because it's in two distinct parts of the brain that have no connections whatsoever. That's very terrifying to me, and I don't know what's like the creepier thought. Well, I guess I do. As much as it's eerie to think about another person being in my brain at the moment that I know nothing about, a whole other consciousness with its own thoughts, you know? I think it would be much worse to be that other consciousness who wouldn't be able to move at all or whatever. And even scarier than being a passenger and like being in the body but having no control over it would be if they also didn't get inputs. Like, imagine. Well, where do we draw the line for what a person even is? Like, what if they didn't hear and they didn't see, they didn't smell or taste, they didn't have access to those inputs into the brain? So it was just a consciousness there, like, sort of thinking. I don't know necessarily how they would even think, you know? Not in a way I think we can really understand. At least not I can understand. Because they wouldn't be able to use words, they wouldn't be able to like visualize things, never seen anything in their lives. So I don't know how thinking would even work, if that was the case. I forgot to equip your hat. Oh no. You guys need to remind me. You guys need to remind me, don't you? And so it's a terrifying thought, even if it's... I'm pretty sure it's not real. Pretty sure that's something we could check in a scan or whatever. But I had for a moment before I understood more about alien hand syndrome the idea that the hand was being moved by a separate consciousness or like its own being. Whereas, I mean, to a degree, as far as I understand it, it is kind of true to say that. Because it is in a different part of your brain that you've lost control over, but that brain is still like acting out. So it is kind of like, well, I guess you probably wouldn't call it a consciousness. It's probably only got one thing it can possibly do, and that is move arm, you know? That's probably the only option. So yeah, it's not really a consciousness in that sense, but still kind of creepy. Still kind of creepy. Yeah. But I did have like a huge note, a huge collection of different topics and things that I would like to write stories about back in the day. And I was never able to really write anything of note. So I never did anything with it. But I think I still have that somewhere on my phone or whatever. I think that's something that's just stuck with me forever. Yeah, that's definitely the other part at least. We don't want to use you for too long because that would make the other one mad. As far as I know here. Send Doot. But we do need to try using it and just see what information we can get on you. I want to learn about you first, since you seem very connected. Seems reasonable. I guess unless we're forced to work with the other one. You know, we do get a meltdown on it. We probably don't need to work with it. We just lose a few boxes. That means more training, so really, it's a win-win either way. I guess I have it on my phone somewhere, but I'm never gonna do anything with it. Asfop is never gonna write a book. I couldn't. And it was always so... I guess I've kind of put it away a little bit these days. I guess I've grown. But I used to be a perfectionist, like super perfectionist, if I didn't deem it as good as it could possibly be. I wasn't able to really stop working on it. See, get your guideline here. If this abnormality escapes, prevent any contact between it and the other abnormality. Okay. We'll try to make that happen. See, yeah, insight seems the best. That's pretty good. White knight is still contained, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I used to be a super perfectionist, but as I've grown, I've kind of stopped a little bit. I realized that there is some value to getting stuff done as well. And I mean, I always knew that. Of course, in my body, I knew that. But it's something you gotta like work on, you know. It doesn't always come naturally to everyone. Licorice, does this count as a bird? He's flying. He's kind of got 2 wings. I think that counts as a bird. We can train Licorice a little bit on you. That's fine. It's been a while since I spoke to you, Licorice, so I'm sorry if you didn't want to do that work. But it's for the good of the facility, you know. We need you as strong as possible to protect all bird kind in the future. Alright? So that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, but there's certainly a value in getting stuff done. And it's like, oh, what's the idea again? There's this, like, saying, or whatever, that's 80%, I think, of the results comes with 20% of the work. Like, there's an inverse relationship. When you start a project or whatever, you get a lot done, make a lot of progress in the start. And then as you like start polishing it and whatever at the end, then obviously the progress slows down. But like the final result that you end up getting there, it's worth relatively little in the grand scheme of things. So you gotta like find some sort of balance. Is it always a good idea to do 20% of the work and only get 80% of the results? Of course not. Sometimes you gotta get 100% of the results. But also sometimes you don't, things don't have to be perfect all the time. They can't possibly be perfect all the time. That's just part of the world. Things are gonna happen and things are gonna be out of your control. So you gotta like stop the idea that everything is gonna be perfect, because it's not. And the longer you work on something, the less bang you get for your buck. The less quality is actually added into the final product. And delivering a product that's 100%, that's usually not worth as much as delivering a product in a reasonable time frame. Most of the time. Again, certainly there are times where it's better to do more work and make it perfect. But that's not the standard, that's the exception. And that's what I kind of struggled with when I was younger. To me, I always had to do my best, you know? And I guess that's just my personality, though. Or was my personality. And people think about things differently. Like, a lot of people don't give a damn. Never have, never will. That's not me either. I always care about why are you still alive. That's awful. No, take them out, please. And get your things. Okay. Great. Yeah. So I've kind of given that up. I don't really do things. I very seldom do something I think is perfect anymore. But that's also because, yeah, I like seeing the big leaps at the start of something. I like seeing the big leaps. And then once I stop seeing big leaps, I realize that I'm getting less value back, you know? And why would I keep working on this when I'm not really getting that much back anymore? When I could rather work with something else and I could get more value back faster. I guess it's also a dopamine thing, but it is more than that. It's not just because I want to be happy. It's an idea I have, you know, about the world and where you should spend your time in life. Okay, let's see if we can fix you, please. Please, we don't have any bullets. Thank you. So yeah, I'm never gonna do anything perfect, ever, by the way, because that sucks. It didn't when I was younger, but it does now. It sucks doing something perfect. It's not worth it. It really isn't. But yeah, I guess I just don't feel like writing something that I wouldn't read myself. I think that's really the idea with like all the concepts I ever came up with or whatever. I think it would be rad to read about them in a well-written story by someone who knows what they're doing. I don't actually think the idea of writing them myself is good. I wish someone were writing the things I wanted to read about. And I'm sure someone has. But it's kind of hard to find, you know? Like, there's a lot of just trash out there. And if you try combing through all of it, you'll be disappointed. That's Yin, okay. Discord, that's a cool suit. Now, I know some of you guys are gonna love that suit. Okay. We also need to work with King of Greed. Can Shad actually survive here? Was this a fake out? I don't remember your guidelines. I don't know. I think it's a bad idea. I think we need to like send in dudes. We need to send in dudes here though. Who do we send in for you? We don't have the people down here. They're all too fresh. I would love someone from Gebura's team. That's disciplinary. I guess we can try sending in Maki. Okay, that might work. You should get there in time. We should totally get there in time. Huh. It's annoying to have meltdowns again. I wish we had just been a suppression. I don't think it was really feasible though, because Alrion breaching so annoying, and we couldn't guarantee that Alrion wouldn't breach, and we would be forced to work with Alrion. Same thing with Silent Orchestra, which I guess the suppression is way easier because it kind of suppresses itself. But the fact that you can't speed up the game, I mean, it would definitely end up crashing my game due to the game being relatively poorly coded. I don't doubt that at all. Let's see, do we send in here again? We should be able to do Dawn these days. We send them over you. No, we can do Pepsi this time. Okay. A lot of people are starting to get incredibly strong. There are also some people that I've just totally forgotten about. Forgotten they even exist, almost. I feel bad now. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to make myself feel bad, not trying to make you guys feel bad either. I'm just trying to play the game, you know, and... yeah, I don't know, I just click the buttons and stuff happens. Wait, we can get more information on here. Okay, good. Get your thing there. Discord weapon. You have 2 counters, that's not too bad. You don't say anything... you don't say anything more about this one. I don't want to try it now at the end of the day, I should try it at the start of the day. But having it on for 30 seconds seems fine, thus far. I don't know how true that is. It could have its separate guideline that says wear me for 10 seconds and explode. For all I know. Because those tools always suck. But being hard limited to being worn for 30 seconds. Wait, is it 30? Was it lowering the counter by 1? I guess it's technically 60 at that point, right? Yeah, decreased. Yeah, so we could wear it for up to 60 seconds and that would be fine. Because we can easily lose 1 counter without that being an issue. Probably. I haven't seen that counter go down yet, at least, so... that seems like a good sign. As long as Dude is the one working there. It should be fine, I think. Oh, the process of understanding now. Cool. Where do we have the process? Actually. Just taking out the clerk because that's probably gonna die in the in the shootout here anyways. We have one up there at least. Guess we can go for you. Then we have a few clerks here. Alright. Process down there, take out this clerk. Could you help fight, please? Okay, do we have any more processes anywhere? Guess I can send more people to help. We have some up here. Okay. Do we have one in each department? I don't think we do. Maybe we do, maybe it spawns one in each department. It's starting to seem like it. I just think I'm genuinely blind. I guess some of them are stuck like in between doors and whatnot, and then you can't see them. That's probably it. You guys are not battling anyone, you can do that now. I need to like run this at normal speed and look at people's health levels here. Because you might totally kill off some of our weaker employees. See, Owen is kind of too weak it seems. Guess we stop Owen from suppressing. And then we like run it through again. Because I need to be slightly careful here, I would rather not lose anyone. And we do have some people that are slightly weaker than I would like. Everyone is seemingly fine right now. You guys are done, and that's pretty good. Every other team is suppressing. Where is extraction team? You're over here. Okay, that's the one team that I'm most scared of will die, because most of the employees there are very low level right now. Okay, this is looking good thus far. Luckily Dude got there first. I guess that makes sense, she has a lot of movement speed. Who had low health here? Honglu, that's not even low health really. Honglu is done anyway, so who cares? Who cares? There, you guys are done. Is there one left? Oh. Wait, Central Command is still fighting. I guess no one has defeated this one yet, and that's the other one remaining. There are 2 remaining. Okay, good. We basically killed him while he was sitting down. Not fair, not fair, but I take that. There's still supposedly one more somewhere, over there. Okay. Just send it. Just let everyone battle this one in particular. You guys are the ones that are here right now, I think. With red and stuff. Yeah, that seems fine. Great. We have enough energy. That's good. Do we send it there? I guess we do. I guess we do. Okay, S rank again, of course. We always get that. And no major startups makes sense. Where do I have Infernum? I would like to see Infernum's levels here. Infernum seems to be hidden. Ah, okay, I cannot find it. We check this screen instead. We check this screen instead, and that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Day 40. And we get a new one, of course. Don't take all ruin. Cloudy Monk is annoying. I don't like Grave of Cherry Blossoms, but it's easily the one we take in this lineup. I guess getting Clouded Monk's gear would be good. I think we've lost all of that. But I don't care. We've seen this before. That's fine. Expand Extraction Team. Yeah. We need to really start considering taking on some battles soon. We don't do that on a memrep day. That's stupid. We fight Bean on day 42. So we probably need to fight at like day 41, and that should be fine. If I had to guess. Wait, is 41 the memrep day? I guess we fight on 42? No, we do the fight on 41, if that's the memrep day. Ah, okay, I think so. I'm gonna get that right, okay, I promise. I'm gonna double check and triple check my things to make sure that's right. But that is all the time we have for this episode today, folks. Oh, Infernum is quite good now, missing a little bit of SP, but we can ignore that for now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see the next one. And remember, if you want to become a Fopper just like us, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, and it really helps me out. Anyways, have a nice day, and goodbye!